I had known about Bard and the program for several years, and I've always been a passionate believer in the idea of studying music in an integrated way, in a holistic way. And I was really drawn to the idea of being part of a community that was devoted to that ideal. Bard is unique in the fact that the conservatory students are all double degree students. It's a remarkable thing. My core values as a musician were very much shaped by my early encounter with a very great pianist named Jacob Gimple. He had a vision of music as not just something one studied in isolation, but that it had a real moral, ethical component to it. I try very hard, both in my own thinking about music and in my teaching, to remember to bring the conversation, to bring the dialogue back to this question of what the essence of music really is and what our role is as musicians in the world. Here at Bard, there is some kind of at least intuitive understanding that music is a universe, but it's a universe among universes. The environment here is wonderful. The students are open and eager. There's a tremendous range in terms of ethnicity, nationality, and interests. It's very refreshing to me, having taught at a couple of conservatories before where there isn't quite the kind of breadth of interest that you find here. I really feel a great desire to share what I've learned.
Ask you to do something. I want you to feel when you play this forte like someone is like draw the sound out of the piano.
I love working on the fundamentals and show students the joy of dealing with, fundamental questions of technique, of musicianship, of hearing, of understanding. And I also love to watch as a student's perspective on a piece of music broadens and develops over time. One of the things I talk about a lot with my students is try to explore a passage, a technical problem, from as many angles as possible, and then in that process you figure out what it is that you need to do. I'm very analytical about this kind of thing. I'm also intuitive, and I try to encourage students to be intuitive about both musical and technical issues, but I also try to really encourage them to step back from a problem and say, okay, what is actually going on here? What is it in my body or in the way that I'm thinking or the way that I'm breathing that is making this hard?
Very good. For a first time. Good. That's good.
I would recommend Bard to any musician who wants to be part of a wonderful community. The faculty is fantastic. I mean, there's an absolutely amazing collection of musicians teaching here, performing here. It's a beautiful place. The Fisher Center is, I couldn't believe my eyes when I walked in here the first time. It's quite an extraordinary thing for a small liberal arts college to have a performing arts facility like this. It's great. It's a tremendously supportive and nurturing environment, and it's a very expansive kind of environment. I think the possibilities are tremendous.